All right, guys, now we're going to be subtracting polynomials. So in this case, I have a trinomial minus a trinomial. So my first step, very first thing I need to do is I need to distribute this -1 to every term in my trinomial so I can drop the parentheses. But this time I'm multiplying a -1 and not a +1, which means my numbers are going to change their signs. Now my first trinomial is going to remain the same. So we're going to just carry it down. But now I got a -1 times my 3x squared, which is going to give me a -3x squared. Then I have a -1 times a +4x. That's going to give me a -4x. Now I have a negative times a -2, and we know 2 negatives is going to make a positive. So that's a +2. And now we could do the same thing that we did with adding polynomials. We're just going to combine our like terms. So I'm looking for both my x squared values, which is 4x squared minus 3x squared. So that's 4 minus 3, which is 1. So I have just an x squared remaining. Then I have -3x minus 4x. Well, -3 minus 4, that's -7x. And finally, I have my constants. I have +2, +2, that's +4. So let's look at our next example. I have a trinomial minus a binomial. I hope that doesn't change anything. Don't worry, it doesn't. We do the same thing. We're going to distribute our -1 to both terms in this binomial. And our trinomial was not affected, so we're going to carry it down. But now I have a -1 times a +5x squared. It's going to get me a -5x squared. Now I have a -1 times a -9x. 2 negatives make a positive, so +9x. And just like before, we're going to combine those like terms. 3x squared and -5x squared are like terms, so we're going to combine them. 3x squared minus 5x squared is -2x squared. So I have a 4x plus a 9x, and that is a 13x. I don't have any other constant, so -5 is the only constant, so there's nothing to add or take away from it, so my constant remains -5. And so my answer becomes -2x squared plus 13x minus 5. So that's subtracting polynomials. I'll see you guys next time when we add and subtract polynomials in this same problem. Catch you there.